Coming up on ATV News.
We'll show you what one USU lab is doing that has the Navy interested.
A fun way a Logan nonprofit gave thanks to our veterans.
3 Aggies are headed to Indianapolis. We'll show you who and why coming up on sports.
The air's a little clearer. I'll show you if it's going to stick around.
All that and more, this is ATV News.
Welcome to ATV News. I'm Taylor Condi.
And I'm Connor Camo.
Veterans with disabilities from around the country enjoyed some outdoor fun last week thanks to a partnership with Common Ground Outdoor Adventure and the Warfighter program. After skiing at Beaver Mountain for 3 days, the group ended the week by playing hockey in the Eccles Ice Arena. While only one of these men uses a wheelchair, everyone strapped into the sleds to play. 12 veterans from all branches of the military attended the event and say that what Common Ground does makes the transition home a little easier.
And it's night and day. I mean, I became a hermit after Iraq, and I just stayed at home most of the time. And last year when I got invited to this, it was something else.
A fundraiser being held at Pizza Pie Cafe until tomorrow gives Common Ground 25% of your bill if you mention the organization.
Candidates for the Utah State Student Association elections are campaigning for the 2016-2017 school year. Primary elections begin on Monday, the 22nd, and final elections are next Wednesday and Thursday. You can cast your vote at vote.usu.edu.
Do you like skipping stones? Do you understand how it works? Our Jeffrey Dada is live in the newsroom to tell you about one USU research program dedicated to understanding the dynamics of splashing.
Thanks, Taylor. While something as simple as a drop of water may seem routine, one lab on campus is receiving grants to understand what's going on above and below the water.
For me, my experiment gets kind of noisy. We're really interested in the physics of it, of what's happening with the flow of the water.
They tend to study that through high-speed photography.
This is the Splash Lab. It's a research program dedicated to figuring out what happens above and below the surface. They are so good at understanding this that they even gain the attention and funding of the Navy.
What started with curiosity led to a few experiments, which led to a proposal for some funding, which led to this 4-year project that we have going now that sponsors me, a PhD student at Utah State University, and also involves some collaboration with the Naval Undersea Warfare Center.
The idea for Randy's project in particular came from these little boba balls which bounce on the water way better than stones. The research for Hurd looks like this: loading a ball into a cannon, filling the cannon with compressed air, and, well, firing. Then he will use his slow-motion cameras to examine the results. The funding from the Navy will last for 4 years, and the researchers have already published papers about it.
We're not looking at any specific application. This is just fundamental research to understand the physics of why deformable objects skip better than rigid objects.
The program is relatively new to USU, as Professor Tad Truscott brought it with him from BYU when he took a job here last January.
It's been good for the lab, I think.
For us personally, we like being at Utah State. We feel like it's a better fit for us, and it's got a lot to offer.
Run other tests, one of which studies underwater cavities made by multiple droplets of water. Back to you, Taylor.
So what's next for the Splash Lab?
Well, they're currently looking to hire another PhD student who will study swarms of insects and birds both above water and on it.
That sounds exciting. Thanks, Jeff.
A Utah senator is asking Congress for help to find a BYU student that disappeared in 2004. David Sten was studying abroad in China when he went missing. The Chinese government reported he fell from the Tiger River Gorge and died, but his family says he was taken by North Korean authorities. Utah Senator Mike Lee is asking Congress to pass H.R. Bill 757, which would fund tougher sanctions and more intelligence on North Korea. Lee hopes this bill will bring answers to Sten's disappearance.
There is still work yet to be done. An upstanding American citizen is still missing. and an aggrieved family, indeed an entire community, continues to wait and pray for a resolution.
The bill passed in the House and Senate and is now awaiting either an approval or veto by President Obama.
You might be breathing in dangerous gases in your home. Radon causes more cases of lung cancer than cigarettes. Radon gas comes from granite and uranium decaying in the soil. When houses are built on top of where the gas tries to come out, it concentrates the soil gases in your homes. There's no safe level of radon, but you can avoid it. Below 4 picocuries is acceptable by the EPA. Cache Valley's average is 7.4. To know where your house stands,
then every home should test, because you could test really high and your neighbor might be low, or your whole neighborhood might be really low and you test and you might just be sitting on a pocket of granite and uranium that's been there for 24 million years and you have a little hot spot. So the recommendation by the EPA is every home test.
testing kits are available for about $8 from most hardware stores. For more information, visit radon.utah.gov.
You may have noticed your peers calling in sick lately. That is because a flu virus has hit Utah State just a little later than usual. Grab your tissues because the sniffles and sneezes are here, which means flu season is upon us. By washing your hands regularly and using hand sanitizer after opening doors, you can help stop the spread of the virus doctors didn't see coming.
We were fooled by one of those strains. It was a mutation, and so we were vaccinating against 4 strains, and we had a 5th strain show up, kind of a variation, and so the flu vaccine wasn't very effective this year.
If you begin having flu-like symptoms, be sure to drink plenty of fluids. If the symptoms last longer than 3 days, make an appointment at the Health and Wellness Center.
When we come back, is a new apartment complex in Logan's future?
And some students are fighting to keep winter out of their apartments.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Aww. You should pick that up.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how. Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
So, I got this new family. And I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy. Oh, and she even talks to it. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Spring might be making its way, but some students are still fighting to keep the cold out. Our Brock Damjanovic takes us to Aggie Village where the cold is getting inside, and it's up to the students to stop it.
It feels really dark. You get cabin fever really fast.
Kyle Holmes misses the light that used to shine into his apartment.
The reason I put insulation boards over my windows was to prevent more heat from leaving the window.
And Kyle isn't alone. If you take a walk through Aggie Village, you will find dozens of windows with homemade insulation.
A lot of students, they're renting, so they can't really replace a window without the landlord's permission or whatever.
Student Housing recommends using styrofoam boards much like these, which have styrofoam surface on one side and a reflective surface on the other, which bounces the heat back inside the apartment. However, many students are doing whatever they can to fight the cold.
I bought multiple foam boards, measured them, cut them to the length so they fit perfectly in, and then I duct tape the edges to prevent air from coming. Towels or big blankets at the base of your doors. Even this closet, I know there's a air vent out of it, so I've duct taped all the leaks.
Students are even using
bubble wrap. I've definitely seen that. It's not the best thing, but it does help, especially for students. We here at Home Depot, we sell just like an insulating kit you can use to help insulate your windows.
The Student Housing Coordinator, Richard Workman, recommends lowering your heating bill by checking your weather stripping and checking out the airflow.
Most of the time when we send one of our guys to go and check on an apartment that they claim is having a hard time getting heated up, the residents are covering up the vents, or they have the vents blocked off in such a way that the heat can't circulate through the apartment, and that's causing the heater to stay on much longer because it takes that much longer for the heat to get to the thermostat.
According to Workman, there are currently no plans for window replacements, so for now, students will fight the cold on their own. Brock Damjanovic, ATV News.
You may not be seeing a new apartment complex start construction on 800 East anytime soon.
So votes 3-2 to
Last night, Logan City Council denied the request by Blue Haven Development to rezone the area just west of the Arc for their new complex. The request would have changed density laws to be based on number of people per acre of land instead of number of units. The City Council said they couldn't pass the amendment because of the way it was worded. Blue Haven owners say they're frustrated by how the issue has been handled.
To go back to the Planning Commission that doesn't understand their job, doesn't understand what their commission is to do, makes me want to throw up.
Blue Haven's owner says he is not sure now if he will proceed with the project after the setbacks.
You may or may not have had a Valentine this year, but our Tess Griffith is here in the studio to give you some Valentine's Day stats. Tess?
Thanks, Taylor. As you can see by this Twitter poll, not many people got flowers for Valentine's Day, but for Skyview High School, it was a different story.
I didn't realize there were this many
Yeah, there's a lot.
These are the leftovers. Yes, the leftovers of the flowers given to every girl at Skyview High School in Smithfield, Utah. Hayden Godfrey is a senior here, and for the past 4 years, he has been giving out a few flowers every Valentine's Day to girls at his school. But this year, he wanted every girl to feel special.
I wanted to make as many people happy as possible.
So he began to save his money and didn't think twice about having help.
Hayden never would have let me kick in money to help.
And after saving for a year and a half, he was able to buy the flowers he needed. So Hayden enlisted 20 of his friends to help pass these out during 5th period. And at 50 cents a flower and around 900 girls, Hayden spent about $450. But Hayden's father says he didn't do this to get attention.
He's not wanted this attention. He at one time wanted to be completely anonymous, and I think it's amazing for him to handle the attention the way he is.
And he also didn't do this to get the girls' attention.
Well, I already have a girlfriend, so.
And she isn't bothered by Hayden's gesture.
To watch every single one of those girls walk out of school with a big smile on their face makes me very happy and very proud of him.
And she isn't the only one who's proud of Hayden.
Yes, he's made me cry a lot because I can't believe what an amazing human being he is.
Oh, that was such a nice gesture he did.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that girlfriend, she's really nice, so.
She's one lucky girl.
Thanks, Tess. Spring semester is underway and students are starting to look for places to live next fall. And with living arrangements come parking arrangements. Winter Street parking restrictions in Logan will end on the last day of February. While they are in place, you can't park on the street between 1 a.m. and 6 a.m. so the city can plow if it snows. If you live somewhere without enough parking and have to park on the road, you could get a ticket if your landlord doesn't provide Winter Street parking permits, which have to be applied for through the city. That's why Logan City says you should ask before you commit to anything.
I would encourage tenants to, before they even sign a lease, is to inquire about parking.
The permits are $50 each. It can only be purchased by the landlord of an approved property.
When we come back, ATV's Amy Kobe will have your Cache Valley weather report.
The current temperature in Logan is 47 degrees.
Students in biological engineering at Utah State University have the unique chance through the Synthetic Biomanufacturing Institute to engineer uses for spider silk. Projects developed in the lab include medical coatings, strong adhesives, and elastic woven fibers. These Aggies from Utah State are influencing and changing the face of biological engineering. Join them and leave your mark as well.
You can see from this view that
The air has cleared out a lot from last week. We did have a storm system move through, and however, there is still a yellow air advisory from the National Weather Service, so it's not completely the air we want. If we go to the national radar, we can see that we're going to have this storm system move through. It's in California right now. We have a high pressure system through Utah currently, but this low pressure system will be coming through. If we look at the state radar, these counties here in the south have a wind advisory. So if you have to travel along this highway, if you have to travel through that area, there is an advisory, so take extra caution there. The rest of the state, we will see some rain coming up. We had a mild day today, and tomorrow we'll see a rain-snow mixture, an 80% chance of rain, and that will hopefully clear out some of that air. Again, if not, at least we can take advantage of the nice temperatures. These temperatures will be in the 40s with cloudy, mostly sunny skies. So if you want to spend your weekend outside, this is the weekend to do it. Really suggest doing that. 44 on Saturday, 39 on Sunday. It'll be clear, and it's an exciting week. I hear we have some exciting things going on in sports. Tori?
We sure do. Thanks, Amy. Kobe McEwen is one of 3 recruits coming to USU's basketball team next fall. Our Taylor Condi shows you what this high school senior has in store for the Aggie Nation.
This is Kobe McEwen, point guard at Wasatch Academy and one of Utah State's upcoming recruits. He chose USU because
I just really liked the college town environment. I felt like I would fit in with the team and really help contribute to the winning culture.
He works very hard at his game and his craft. I think Kobe dislikes losing as much as he likes winning.
I really don't like to lose.
And he wants to make sure that we win the game.
his drive and passion for the game is what USU coaches are excited for him to bring to the program.
His toughness, his competitive spirit, those are things that I think will help us continue to get better and be able to compete in the Mountain West.
I'm most excited for just to play, just to get my college career going.
With all the hype of McEwen, the Spectrum may be full of Aggie fans once again.
I think he'll be exciting. I think Aggie fans will love him because of how hard he plays.
It's going to benefit us a lot. I think, if anything, it'll get people excited, and they'll want to be there to see him play.
He will do very well at the next level. We've played the toughest schedule in the nation. Kobe's gone up against the best he possibly can in high school. And he looks forward to the challenge of playing in the Mountain West Conference next year and playing the best teams they possibly can play in the non-conference.
Taylor Condi, ATV News.
When we come back, Kobe McEwen will join us here in the studio.
Sorry, I've got big ideas.
As a college student, you have big ideas to make a big difference on campus. Why not get funding for those ideas in a big way? The Blue Goes Green Grant provides funding for student sustainability projects. These projects help USU students be more environmentally responsible, live healthier, and save money. To find out more, go to usu.edu/BGG. Get funding for your Blue Goes Green idea in a big way. Blue Goes Green. Make
Welcome back. Hey, Kobe, thanks for being here.
No problem.
Kobe, me being here, I've played for 4 seasons, and it's been a great experience. It's been amazing, and Utah State has done so much for me and my family, you know. So what are you excited about?
I'm just excited to get up here once my high school career is done. Get up here during the summer, get workouts going, and then just really started my college career.
You playing all around the country, and you're probably gonna do that when you come up to college. You see a lot of student sections. We have the best student section, in my opinion.
Right.
What do you think about that, playing and having crowd cheer, and what do you? I mean, how does?
I like that. It gets me going. You know, seeing the crowd go crazy. You know, after each play, it gets. I think it will get the team going and me going especially.
Okay. Well, what do you want Aggie Nation to know about Kobe McEwen? What do you want them to know about you? What's something special about you? What do you want them to know?
You know, I'm just a regular guy, nothing special about me, but, you know, I'm real serious on the court. You know, off the court, I'm real chill, I'm a real cool guy.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, the Aggie Nation is excited to have you, and we're excited to have you here.
Thank you.
3 Aggies were invited to the NFL Combine: Kyler Fackrell, Hunter Sharp, and Nick Vigil. 6'5", 250-pound linebacker from Mesa, Arizona finished his career with 253 tackles, which included 12 sacks and 36 tackles for a loss, while also adding 7 fumble recoveries, 5 forced fumbles, and 4 interceptions, and 3 total touchdowns. He is also the first player in school history to be named the Football Writers Association of American Freshmen All-American in 2012. Hunter Sharp is a 6', 200-pound wide receiver from Palmdale, California. He concluded his career with 137 receptions, 1,700 receiving yards, being ranked 9th in the school history with 16 career touchdowns. He also earned second-team All-Mountain West honors to finish off his college career. The 6'2", 235-pound linebacker from Plain City, Utah concluded his career being ranked 1st in the Mountain West Conference and 6th in the nation in tackles with 144. Vigil ranks 3rd all-time in school history with 38.5 tackles for a loss and 13th all-time with his 324 career tackles. Vigil also earned first-team Mountain West honors for the 2nd straight season. The NFL Combine will begin on Wednesday, February 24th through Monday, February 29th in Indianapolis, Indiana. Check it out and go and support our Aggies. The men's tennis Sunday morning took on 71-ranked Alabama as they fought hard for the competitive win. They started with doubles as Roma Ugarte and Luis Lopez took on the Jaguars. The Aggies were fired up as they made hits like this lead them to a team victory, leaving them beating the Jaguars 7-3. The Aggies went up 1-0 quickly after the dual matches in doubles. In singles, Jaime Barajas was battling but did not come out on top as Tim Squarlow won their match. After all the back and forth score changes throughout the single matches, the Aggies were able to defeat the Jaguars 4-2.
Overall, we did pretty well. We won the match. It was a great team, and hopefully we'll do well next weekend.
And in women's tennis, the Aggies started off strong in double matches, winning 2 of the 3 matches and getting the team point. Nini Gwensler and Ekaterina Tugarnova faced off with the Antelopes and won their match 6-3 in doubles. The Aggies were able to continue with singles and get the win. The Aggies will return to action on Saturday, February 20th to take on Idaho in Pullman, Washington for a neutral site. The Mountain West Conference has issued an official statement about a controversial play at the end of the first overtime when Boise State was playing Colorado State. You look here at the video, you see number 23, James Webb III, puts up a shot. It looks like it just went in, but before the game clock runs out. But the refs there went to the video and the time encoded on the video, and they said it showed that time ran out. You know, there's a lot of division on these. You can chime in for yourself on YouTube and just look up Boise State, Colorado State basketball game. Time runs out. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Troy. Coming up, you don't need a library card to visit these libraries.
Some pesky bugs have made Old Main Tower their home. We'll show you what kind coming up.
Are you frustrated with your major?
I'm done.
Do you wish your professors were more available to you? Do you wish your dreams of appearing on television would come true? We have the solution for you. Broadcast journalism offers hands-on experience, one-on-one assistance, and the opportunity to work with ATV News. Join the JCOM family today.
Welcome back. The Best Buddies hit the dance floor for their annual Valentine's Day dance.
The organization pairs college students with people of the disabled community, and for the first time, the public was invited to their activity. The organization opened the dance to the community after Logan School District restricted its dances to current students. Best Buddies calls their dance the Inclusion Prom because they invited everyone who was excluded. The director says the dance gives buddies the chance to make new friends.
My favorite part is to dance and meet new people.
Best Buddies have scheduled a talent show for March 16th.
Your new favorite book could be waiting for you just down the street. ATV's Amy Reed shows us how you can find a new read in your neighbor's yard.
Take a book, read it, and return it, just like any other library.
It's fun!
But these are small enough to fit in your front yard.
It's a cool idea.
And little free libraries seem to be popping up all over Logan.
We put it in, and then a number of our friends sort of were inspired, and they got involved. Now they have it, so we have a little library community.
We got involved with Little Free Libraries because my daughter Francesca has a friend who had a Little Free Library, and we saw it and we thought it was a really cool idea.
Little Free Libraries is a worldwide organization, and as of 2016, they recorded over 36,000 little library locations. And those are just the registered ones, and registration isn't mandatory.
You don't have to. You could just stick out a box and put things in it.
Some little libraries are pretty simple, while others get a little more creative, like this one, which is made out of an old microwave oven.
So the neat thing about Little Free Libraries is they can be made out of absolutely anything.
Me and my dad made it with plywood.
The only thing that has to happen is it has to be waterproof.
Regardless of what it's made out of, what people love most is inside.
I like this little library because sometimes, like, you want a book, and then you just look outside one day and you find it in your own front yard.
My favorite thing is seeing kids stop and look at the books.
I look out and I can see people coming and putting books in or taking books. You know, it's fun.
Amy Reed, ATV News.
For more little library locations, visit littlefreelibrary.org.
Utah State University limits who has access to Old Main Tower, but they can't seem to keep some insects out. Flies use the tower as their home all year long. The facilities and maintenance director says they do their best to remove the flies, but because the tower is warm, they can't keep them permanently out. The tower doesn't get a regular cleaning, but the bugs just won't stay away.
It's an ongoing battle, and it is a year-round battle. You'd think it would be just a summertime issue, but no, the flies somehow live and congregate in there.
Reader asked students who see bug problems around campus to contact facilities.
Valentine's Day is over, but some people are still in shock after seeing a grown man dressed as Cupid around town. Cody Appadale danced on Main Street Valentine's weekend advertising himself as a Cupid for hire. For $20, he delivered poems, songs, and anything he didn't think was inappropriate to sweethearts in Logan. Appadale says he's been doing this for years.
It really did start out as a dare. Like some friends were joking like, "Hey Cody, you should dress up as Cupid." And they didn't realize at that time that I thought it was fun, and so I did it. And they were very surprised when I did it. And it was so fun that I did again the next year.
Appadale says he plans on doing the same thing next February.
Hey, I'm gonna dress up as Cupid next year.
Why? What would you do?
I'm gonna sing Sam Cooke. Cupid, draw back your bow and let...
Oh man, Tori, you're great.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us on this edition of ATV News.
Catch all of our latest editions on our Facebook page.